Hi, Molly. How you doing? Good to have you, Molly. Good to have you here. Good to hear. Good to hear. All right, so we'll get started here. So tonight's game two of the four-game set with Toronto. What do you think of it, Molly? What do you think? You got any predictions for tonight and this weekend? Thank you. Thank you. Very much appreciated. You have any predictions for this weekend, Molly, for the Blue Jays Yankees series? Yeah, I think we all were, but it did not turn out that way, unfortunately. So we've got Tyone tonight against Gossman. We've got Cole tomorrow against White, and then Cortez versus pitcher that is to be determined by Toronto. Yankees need to step it up. I mean, we need a good outing from Tyone. If he can give us, 6, 7 solid innings and keep these Blue Jays at bay, that'd be great. Excuse me. Let's see. What do you think of having Oswaldo Cabrera up from the minors to fill in? And do you like the fact that Hicks is on the bench? What's your opinion on that? Yes, Springer is the Yankees killer. He is always hit well against us. See what his career numbers are. They should DFA Hicks, but I think that might be a little harder to do, being that he has $30 million still left on his remaining deal. If they can somehow DFA him, that's great. If not, I think he'll be gone in the offseason. I think they'll try to make a deal with someone to get Hicks off the books. And I think they'll do something like what they do with Gallo. Think the Yankees need to focus on getting younger right now. The Yankees definitely need to start looking in that direction, whether it be within or trading for young guys like a Pablo Lopez, who is 26, has controllable years, and can slide in nicely into that rotation. But they've got to figure a way to get younger and play the young guys on a consistent basis, because that's the only way they're going to be able to produce and be productive. So we'll see, but that's what I think they got to do. I mean, they're struggling right now, and the struggles are clear. So yes, I agree. Getting Castillo for as much as the Mariners paid for him, that would have been our number 1, 3, 5, and 10 prospects, as well as I think the number 12 or 13 prospects or something like that. But the Mariners in that situation had to overpay. The Mariners had to overpay for Castillo, especially with the position that they've been in and not having made the playoffs in quite some time. I think 21 years it's been. And the fact that they overpaid for him shows that they are serious about making a playoff run. Now, whether they get the first, second, or third wild card is yet to be seen. If you guys haven't already, please smash that like button. Trying to get some likes in this. Really helps out the channel and it's greatly appreciated. So looking at the standings, I think it depends. I think it really all depends on. I think it depends really on what happens with Judge. But I do think they will go after people in the offseason and try and get the necessary pieces to fix some of the holes that they have now. I think they should try to get Edwin Diaz. He is a proven closer. He has closer experience. I would definitely re-sign Matt Carpenter. Oh yes, absolutely, Molly. Definitely re-sign Judge. That's got to be your priority. I mean, he's in a walk year, and he's putting up numbers that will get him paid, and he was betting on himself, and it's turning out to be that bet that he's putting on himself is a good one because he is going to get paid this offseason. I can promise you that. Let's see what his stats are. He is hitting. He's hitting .295 with 46 homers, 102 ribbies, and 12 stolen bases with an OPS of 1.054. So he's going to get paid this offseason. He will definitely get paid. But yes, the main goal should be to re-sign Judge. Absolutely. So, let's see. As for the standings, if the season were to end today, the Yankees would have the second best record in the American League, fourth best in the majors, I think it is. Houston would get the 1 seed. The Yankees would get the 2 seed. Cleveland would get the 3 seed. Seattle will get the number 1 wild card. Tampa will get the number 2 wild card. And Toronto will get the number 3 wild card. With Minnesota a game and a half back and Baltimore a game and 2.5 games back. Excuse me. Hope he does too, but I don't think he will. I think he will come up short of that number. As for the National League, Dodgers would be the 1 seed, Mets would be the 2 seed, Cardinals would be the 3 seed, with the Dodgers having the best record in the majors and the Mets having the 3rd best record in the majors. Atlanta would be the number 1 wild card, Philly would be the number 2 wild card, and San Diego is a game up on Milwaukee for the 3rd wild card spot. So that is how the playoffs would look for now if the season ended. So we will have to see what happens. So the Yankees are 3-7 in their last 10. And they have a very tough next 5 games. They've got 3 more with Toronto and 2 with the Mets. And in that Mets series, we've got DeGrom, and Scherzer going for the Mets. And for the Yankees, I do not know. But that's going to be a very tough series. So we'll see. We will see what happens with that. I would too. But if the Yankees continue to play sloppy baseball like they have been, I don't know if we will see that. I would love to see it, though. I definitely would. But we have to see how the Yankees play down the stretch. I am not throwing in the white towel. I do not think that they are by any means out of it. I mean, look at 98. I mean, they had a horrible September. And they still won the World Series. But this is the 2022 Yankees. And the difference is the 2022 Yankees are injured. The 98 Yankees were not. So that's the difference between the 98 Yankees and the 2022 Yankees. Yeah, no, I agree with Jason too. Jason is making a lot of outstanding points, and I really think that he brings up a good point when he says that. So yeah, Jason's absolutely right. I agree with him and everything that he said. He's right on the money with that. What do you think about what's going to happen with Gleyber Torres at the end of the season? What do you think happens with Glaber at the end of the season, Molly? Do you think he's traded, or do you think they keep him? I mean, yes and no, because we did trade for him, but we also did develop him. So, I mean, you could consider him homegrown, even though we traded for him. But he's got to get out of these lazy spells. I don't understand what it is with him. He should be wanting to run and hustle, and you know, but he gets distracted, and like the game in Boston where they had him mic'd up, that I didn't think was a great idea. But he definitely needs to step up his game a little bit and stop swinging for the fences. If you were the GM, Molly, what would you offer Judge as for a contract to re-sign with the Yankees? What's a hard decision? Ah, okay, that's fair. I can. It is a hard decision, but what is the most amount of years that you would think would be acceptable to give him with the season he's having? Because me, I wouldn't go past. I would not go past 8. Guaranteed 8. I know earlier in the season I said 7 with an option for 8, but with the way that he's been playing, I would give him 8 and no more. That's fair. That's absolutely fair. 5 with an option for 6 years. The money might have to be higher, but yeah, I mean, if you could get him on a 5, 6 year deal, that wouldn't be so bad. I would do that. But we all know that he will get paid this off season. He's having a tremendous year. I think he leads the AL in all of the hitting categories, but I'm not entirely sure. But I'm pretty sure he leads in all the hitting categories. David, how are you? So I like the newest acquisitions. I like Montaz. I do like Benintendi. I do. I do like the addition of Efros because that really gave us that extra weapon out of the bullpen because we needed that extra weapon. Um, that's the one thing I will say is having Scott Efros takes a lot of pressure off of the rest of the guys in the bullpen. I think I know the reason why the Yankees traded Montgomery because I don't think they figured that there was going to be a spot for him on the postseason roster. Like Jason of 161 River Ave had mentioned. By the way, guys, if you haven't seen his channel or aren't subscribed, do so. He's got some fantastic content, and if you like that kind of content, please hit that subscribe button on his channel, and it's greatly appreciated for him and his channel, and it really helps out. Um, but yeah, I think the reason why they let him go was because of them not thinking he was going to have a spot on the postseason roster. What do you think of the new acquisitions, David? I mean, I can see that, but I think we got to give him a chance, just um, like we're giving the other newly acquired guys a chance. I think he will be all right. I think he's got to get adjusted and acclimated to pitching on a new mound in a new stadium for a new team. And I think Matt Blake will get him fixed up, just like I think he'll get Montez fixed up. Yes, I agree about Benintendi. I think Benintendi will definitely be an asset. I definitely think that is the one guy they should resign. I think him and Matt Carpenter, other than Aaron Judge, are the three must resigns in the offseason. I think Benintendi, if you give him another year with the Yankees, will do outstanding. And same with Matt Carpenter. Okay, so yeah, Montas I think will be fine too. I think him and Trevino, if they work with Matt Blake a little bit, will eventually get better. I think that I think they just need a little time with Matt Blake, and Matt Blake can fix them. I mean, Matt Blake has done wonders for this pitching staff so far, so I'm not too worried about either of them. If you guys haven't done so, please subscribe to the, if you like this kind of content, please subscribe to the channel. Hit that subscribe button and that bell icon. I don't want you guys to miss anything that I put out. It's also greatly appreciated and really helpful to the channel. Yeah, you're not wrong. Oakland and New York City are two completely different beasts. One is a lot tougher to play in, and Oakland is not as tough to play in. But yeah, I think you're right, David. You're about that. You make a good point. Yeah, it's it's some of these fans that it's some of these fans that definitely say they're with them and then they're not. So I it's like what Jason was saying. But yeah, you never want to give up on this team. Thank you, David. I appreciate it. Appreciate that, David. I hope that we eventually turn this around and uh, get out of this slump that we're in. If we can bring up some of these young guys, that'd be good. I don't know if you saw Jason's video about some moves that they could make. There was one move that he did suggest that I really liked and really agree with is DFAing Marwin Gonzalez because they don't have to play him. He plays maybe once a month. He doesn't play at all. So if you DFA Marwin Gonzalez and then bring up Oswald Peraza and give him a shot, that would be good. But you would have to play Peraza. I mean, yes, it would be a great disappointment. I don't think that it wouldn't be a disappointment. I think that we have to understand that if we get knocked out or don't make the postseason, it's not just because we underachieved, but it's because we underachieved because of injuries. I don't know who would you get if you replace or got rid of Boone and Cash, because we know that if Cashman gets fired or doesn't get re-signed, there's going to be teams blowing his phone up, wanting to sign him to be the new GM for their team. Who would you want to replace Boone or Cashman? I don't know how much longer Donnie Baseball has under or is under contract with Miami. I don't know if he'd want to come back to the Bronx if Boone leaves. Um, I don't know if that would be even a possibility or even something the Steinbrenners would consider. So that's something that you also have to think about is at the end of the day, the Steinbrenners have the final say. So we would have to see. Who? Well, yeah. I mean, I think that there's a lot of fans who want to see that. I don't disagree with that. But do I think it's going to happen? Maybe. It's possible. We'll have to see. I mean, there have been 4 managers, I think it is, or 5 that have gotten fired this season. And Chris Woodward was one. And Joe Madden was another. And there were a whole bunch of others, but we'll have to see. Because Boone is under contract for the next 2 years, I think. 2 years or something like that. So we'll see. A lot of fans were hoping Buck Showalter. I don't know if he was the type of manager that the Steinbrenners wanted, unfortunately. I think that was the type of manager that was not going to do or not going to follow what the Steinbrenners were hoping or had laid out for the team. I think he would have been more of that fiery personality, like you said, David. But I don't know if he exactly would have been the fit that the Steinbrenners were looking for. Because I mean, Joe Madden came to the Bronx. I mean, you could check in on Joe Madden. You got to see if he even wants to manage again. So I don't know. I mean, he has experience in the AL East when he managed Tampa Bay for all those years. Carlos Beltran would be a much harder sell just because of the scandal with the Astros in 2017. That would be a much harder sell than I think Joe Madden. But again, we don't know because Madden, yeah, So we'd have to see. I mean, yes, that's what every Yankee fan thinks, or not every Yankee fan, but a lot of Yankee fans think, just because of who they are and what they did. But the Astros have a good team. They're not gonna make our lives easy, especially if we have to face them in the playoffs. So that's something to keep in mind. Because if you look back at their pitching, the Astros they have legitimate pitching. I think Beltran did get hired for the Mets, Molly, but then he resigned because of the scandal. Bobby V. Yeah, no, I don't think that would. That's funny, but I don't think he would. I don't think he would fit the Yankees' perspective of what the Steinbrenners want. But that is funny, though. Now, a question for you and Molly: what moves do you think the Yankees should make, player-wise, to make this team better, to help them win and get to the playoffs this season? Knowing that Judge will not be re-signed or do any kind of contract negotiation with the Yankees until the offseason. Yeah, I mean, yes and no. I mean, remember, Steinbrenner has the final say, but Cashman does have a big influence. But even still, the Steinbrenners tell Cashman, hey, we want it like this. This is what we're looking for. Go out and get this person. Or, no, don't do this. Just stay put. We're fine where we're at. So Stanton is still under contract until 27, I think it is. Carpenter I would resign. Rizzo, we have to hope, doesn't opt out. And Benintendi is someone who I want back. Let me see. Carpenter is. Matt Carpenter is 36 years old. I'm gonna wrap this up in a couple minutes, anyways, because got some stuff I gotta take care of. But anyways, I appreciate y'all coming out. I want to thank you guys again. If you haven't subscribed, please do. I do appreciate you guys coming out again. It's really helpful to the channel. Gives the channel some FaceTime with everyone who subscribes. So I want to say thank you to everyone for coming out. It's greatly appreciated. And I will see you guys next time. And have a good night.